from Toronto, St. Paul.
Thank you for the question. It's an important question because here we are in Parliament asking for documentation, which is our privilege. It's not being produced. This could be over, as I've said before, in 35 seconds by producing the documentation. So, Mr. Speaker, that's all we need to happen here is for the will of Parliament to be honoured.
I hate to interrupt the questions and comments for the Honourable Member. The Honourable Member have 6 minutes and 12 seconds left for questions and comments when we resume debate on this motion after at the next opportunity. Statements by members. Déclaration de député. The Honourable Member from Ottawa West, Nepean.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is World Polio Day. Today we renew our collective resolve for a world where no child suffers from this paralyzing and deadly disease. Through efforts of organizations like Rotary International, we have successfully reduced polio cases by 99% since 1979, with 3 billion children vaccinated. Through effort, pour garantir que nous réalisons l'objectif.
We will be able to eliminate polio, and we are committed to doing so. And to that end, Canada has committed $151 million to the Global Polio Eradication Initiative.
The tireless efforts of the health workers and the 20 million volunteers who have journeyed to the most remote corners of the world in 200 countries, delivering not just vaccines, but hope. Let the end of polio be not just a goal, but a legacy. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member from Edmonton, Wetaskiwin.
Mr. Speaker, today is World Polio Day, a day to highlight global efforts to end polio. In 1996, Nelson Mandela said, quote, "Our aim is not merely to reduce the numbers afflicted, it is to eliminate the disease completely. No country can be safe from this disease until the whole world is rid of it." Today, we're so close to that goal, with Canada consistently playing a leading role. 3 Canadian Prime Ministers, including former Conservative Prime Minister Stephen Harper, have been recipients of the Rotary Foundation's Polio Eradication Champion Award. And Canadian Jennifer Jones, who recently served as Rotary International's first female president, relentlessly continued Canada's leadership in this fight, working with dedicated partners like UNICEF, the Gates Foundation, Global Citizen, Results, and many others. Here in this House, members from all parties have time and time again united around efforts of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative, and the world is better for it. Now we need to finish the job.
Oh.
The Honourable Member for Alfred Penneau. Mr. Speaker, in 2018, the Brain Tumor Foundation of Canada asked the House of Commons to declare October 24, 2018 as the first Brain Cancer Awareness Day in Canada. That year also saw the launch of the first Toques for Hope campaign. Canadians were invited to show their support by sharing their toque photo on social media. Thanks to this campaign, the date became a symbol of solidarity in the face of this devastating disease. I'll be wearing mine when I leave this room today in memory of my mother and in support of the 27 people in Canada every day who are diagnosed with a brain tumor. And do you have your toque or sweater of hope? Thank you to the Brain Tumor Foundation of Canada for its tireless work that makes a real difference. And thank you to everyone who will be wearing their toques today. The Honourable Member for Pierre-Boucher, Les Patriotes Verchères. I rise in the House today to highlight the 40th annual Sanal Dimitidal de Boucherville, which is taking place November 1st to 3rd, 2024. Except for 2 years where it took a break during the pandemic, this event has happened every year since the first time in 1982, and it's a success. Every time, thousands of visitors come in and find unique and original products for their Christmas gifts or for themselves. This success is due in large part to the passionate, devoted president who has been at the head for 30 years, and I congratulate René Lavoie for that work. I also want to thank the contribution of the members of the committee who support that work: Céline Lozeau, Suzanne Heinzen, Isabelle Ross, and Nathalie Métivier. Thank you for promoting the talent of artists from Quebec. Thank you for giving them this chance to shine.
The honourable member from Labrador.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to congratulate an extraordinary Labradorian, William Larkham Jr., for his incredible achievement on Season 11 of the reality show Alone, aired on the History Channel. William hails from the tiny outport community of Williams Harbour, and his determination, resilience, and unmatched survival skills were on full display as he spent 84 grueling days north of the Arctic Circle near Nunavut in the Northwest Territories, enduring the harsh environment of the Arctic on the series Alone. He was one of 10 contestants, and he was the last one standing. His triumph earned him the grand prize of $500,000 US and a testament to his strength, knowledge of the land, and the spirit of survival. William's journey not only brought Labradorians to the edge of their seat, but it showcased his deep connection he has with land, water, and the remarkable skills passed down through generations of culture in the region. I congratulate William, and I ask all Labradorians, all parliamentarians, to join me in offering him our very best wishes.
The honourable member from King Vaughan.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Through my many years of volunteering with Creating Alternatives and the Down Syndrome Foundation, I have witnessed firsthand the profound impact of inclusion and the importance of celebrating each individual's unique abilities. These experiences have deeply touched my heart and inspired me to put forward Motion 123, which calls on the government to recognize March 21st as the National Down Syndrome Day. So, by doing so, we will align with the United Nations, but also honor and celebrate the incredible contributions that individuals with Down syndrome make to our communities. Their love, positivity, and unwavering spirit enrich the lives of everyone around them. I am confident that my colleagues on both sides of the House will join me in supporting this motion. Together, we can affirm our commitment to recognizing and celebrating the abilities and contributions of all Canadians, regardless of the challenges they may face.
The
honourable member for Ottawa-Vanier. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ensuring the vitality of francophone communities outside Quebec is a priority for our government, and immigration can be a powerful tool to help us achieve that goal. Thanks to the 25 to 27 Immigration Levels Plan, the percentage of francophone permanent residents amongst all permanent residents admitted to Canada outside Quebec will be 8.5% in 2025, 9.5% in 2026, and 10% in 2027. These targets demonstrate our commitment to ensuring growth of French-speaking communities and official language minority communities, and are in line with our francophone immigration policy. I'm proud to be part of a government that promotes the ongoing vitality and prosperity of our communities. This is great news, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member from Markham Unionville.
Today, the Minister of Immigration tabled a 2025-2027 Immigration Levels Plan, a plan that will pause population growth in the short term to achieve well-managed, sustainable growth in the long term. Our government has been taking concrete action, including the recent reforms to the International Students Program, to ensure system integrity, and the results are showing. Many university and college cities are experiencing rental downturns, at least partially due to the cap on international students. In Vancouver and Toronto, rent went down 11% and 8.1% respectively. We are committed to achieving long-term goal and ensuring a well-managed, sustainable immigration system where everyone has a fair chance to succeed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The honourable member from Charleswood St. James, Assiniboia Headingley.
After 9 years, this NDP Liberal government has allowed anti-Jewish hate crimes to increase by 400%. Members of the Jewish community make up just 1% of Canada's population, but are the targets of 70% of all religiously motivated hate crimes in Canada. Synagogues have been firebombed. Jewish schools have been shot at. Jewish-owned businesses have been vandalized, and Jewish-founded hospitals have been barricaded. Calls for death to Jews are coming from radical, Hamas-loving, Jew-hating, terrorist sympathizers on the streets in front of Jewish seniors' homes. Jewish Canadians didn't ask to be targeted with acts of hate and violence, and this escalation of hate and fear is just not the Canadian way. Enough is enough. When will this Prime Minister finally stand up for Jewish Canadians, take this disgusting rise in anti-Semitism seriously so that every Jew, no matter where they live, no matter where they work, and no matter where they go to school, can live safe and live free from hate?
Yeah.
The honourable member from Mississauga, Aaron Mills.
Mr. Speaker, I am astonished by the blatant disregard of the Leader of the Opposition has shown for the well-being of Canadians. His willful ignorance of critical security threats facing our nation is deeply concerning. Recently, RCMP's investigations have shown alarming evidence of agents from the Government of India engaging in serious criminal activity in Canada, including homicides, extortion, and threats to the South Asian community. Our citizens are under credible and imminent threat, yet the Leader of the Opposition continues to peddle empty slogans, refusing to do the substantive work to address these threats. His dog whistle politics are putting putting Canadians at risk every single day. Mr. Speaker, will the Leader of the Opposition put aside his selfish interests, obtain the necessary security clearance, and protect the integrity of not just the democratic process, but of his own party and all Canadians? Thank you.
The honourable member from Cumberland Colchester.
Here. Speaker, not surprisingly, the NDP Liberals' so-called safe supply fiasco has torn a hole in yet another Canadian community. Hydromorphone seized by the Sarnia Police has gone up by 170% in the first 8 months of this year, and a local addictions doctor has said diversion is to blame. The government talks about evidence, but when the evidence tells them something they don't want to hear, they just ignore it. Exactly. Every city touched by so-called safe supply has suffered. In Vancouver, 50% of all hydromorphone seizures were diverted from so-called safe supply. In London, the street price of hydromorphone dropped by 90%. In Port Coquitlam, children are accessing government-supplied opioids. This is homicidal humanitarianism. The evidence is right there, and the NDP Liberals do not care. Common sense Conservatives want Canadians suffering from addiction to survive and thrive, not suffer and die. We will restore their dignity and bring them home drug-free.
The honourable member from Prince George, Peace River, Northern Rockies.
After 9 years of the NDP Liberals, taxes are up, costs are up, crime is up, and their time is up. This NDP Liberal government is refusing to turn over documents to the RCMP showing that Liberal-appointed managers used the Green Slush Fund to pay nearly $400 million to companies that they themselves owned. The Prime Minister is not worth the cost or the corruption. In northern BC, residents are losing their logging, oil, gas, mining, and other natural resource jobs because this radical NDP Liberal Environment Minister. Meanwhile, the same radical NDP Liberal Environment Minister and Prime Minister take $400 million they take from you in carbon tax and pay off their NDP Liberal friends. Why won't NDP Liberals end the cover-up and give proof to police so Parliament can get back to work for Canadians?
Hear, hear.
The honourable member from Vancouver, Granville.
Mr. Speaker, national security should be the responsibility and the priority of every single member of this House. We've seen over the last number of months and years the alarming rate with which foreign governments have sought to interfere with the democratic processes in this country and to damage our democracy. Every single one of us in this House bears a responsibility and obligation to ensure that we are well prepared and well informed in the face of these threats. Canadians know that our leaders having a security clearance is table stakes. but apparently not the Leader of the Opposition.
He's hiding something.
I know firsthand that top secret clearance process is detailed and precise, but it is something that gives our national security agencies absolute confidence in our integrity and our ability to be trusted with sensible and sensitive information. I simply cannot understand why the Leader of the Opposition refuses to get a security clearance. As the Prime Minister said yesterday, if he cares about this country and he cares about Canadians, he'll get the clearance, take the briefing, and protect the country. Why won't he?
The honourable member from Edmonton Strathcona.
Mr. Speaker, at this very moment, there are thousands of workers rallying for respect and for their collective bargaining rights at the legislature in Alberta. Members of CUPE Local 3550 were stripped of their rights to strike by the Alberta government after they voted 97% in favor of job action. Education assistants, administrative staff, librarians, and student support staff are the backbone of our education system. They make our schools run, they support our teachers, and most importantly, they help our children. But they are not being treated with the respect they deserve. These workers, mostly women, 94% of Local 3550's members are women, work difficult, stressful jobs while making poverty wages. Now their most basic rights are being denied. Workers are tired of subsidizing funding cuts with poverty wages. Today and every day, I stand with the dedicated workers of CUPE 3550 and all the workers across Canada and Alberta.
Here, 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 here.
The Honourable Member for Rimouski, Nejet, Témiscouata, Les Basques. Mr. Speaker, today I would like to mark the 50th anniversary of the founding of the École de Technologie Supérieure, which was founded in Montreal in 1974. Over the years, it has become a major success, graduating 25% of all of Quebec's engineers, ranking first in Quebec for the number of undergraduate engineering graduates. It's a member of the University of Quebec network, and today ETS has more than 11,000 students, 290 professors, and 77 research chairs, groups, and units. In short, it's a world-renowned incubator of grey matter. It ensures Quebec's prosperity by training our future engineers who will meet current and future technological challenges. It continues to grow, and the years to come promise to be even more successful for Quebec engineering. Imagine what's coming next. Long live the École de Technologie Supérieure, and happy 50th anniversary.